Hello everyone, welcome to Bachelor Michael TV. In case you missed our previous videos on significant and decimal numbers video, today we are here to give you an overview, just to give you a summary of what we have learned previously on decimal places and significant figures. Hope you get it. Alright, tell me kakano, Midiani Bachelor Michael. Me na me chairmas was her channel way so. Now, I'll take you through some of significant figures and decimal places. And you may can share the data. We video we got the profile actually because here message be say videos ni why and TCS so many so many messages. And in today's video, I'm going to give you a summary of what you have learned already. I hope you get it. Okay, so stay with me as I take you through all these aspects. Okay, all right. Now, we are going to express numerals to a given significant figures. Okay, we're going to express numerals to a given significant and decimal places. So, this is for basic 7. But if there's anything or maybe you like to get more understanding, you can also watch it. Okay, maybe even now form 3 or form 2 now it be a new form 1 TSC. Just watch this video. Okay, so that is the curriculum overview and you all know this. So we're going to express decimal numerals to given significant and decimal places. Okay, all right. So let's look at our performance indicator. So at the end of the lesson, what are you going to achieve? Let's look at our performance indicator. And so by the end of the lesson, learners can, so by the end of the lesson, you can identify significant figures in decimal numbers. Okay, you have the second one as identify decimal places in a number. We do have round decimal numbers to specified significant figures, and we have the fourth one as round decimal numbers to specified decimal places. Okay, so by the end of the lesson, you watching me, you can do all these things. Okay, so just stay with me as I take you through all these aspects. All right, okay, so let's continue. Now, in the previous videos, we talked about significant figures. So when we say significant figures, what do we mean by significant figures? When we say significant figures, it indicates precision of a number. As we have discussed in our previous lesson, we say that significant figures indicate precision of a number. Now, let me give you an illustration about this. So you can say significant figures are, or say it gives a precision or a precise, or let's say yes, a precision of a number. Now, remember when an example, significant figures works mostly when you use a measuring instrument or a measuring tool. The kind measuring instrument and as a measuring tool are a daddy. Ni na ye ade a yɛde susu adeɛ yɛfa sɛ bi a wo pɛ sɛ woyɛ ade wɔ edi sɛ wo susu na unse okay na me na yɛ pɛ ana. Yes, the side yɛde susu no ɛna ɛfrɛ no measuring instrument or measuring tube. Good. All right. Now, if we any example, you find say one me, ebia person to mabwa mobi, and now mommy, I don't person to mabwa. Number onim or size or fourth size, we name size I will share. Good. Now, obe say size I will share. Certainly you shoot right normal prayer this super CCID. It's an saying in Gia Quenim take me the bentino, sisters I don't know. Ye jay nti egu susu. There must be susu 9 no. 9 must be our 9 here. Let's see 15.5 centimeters. Okay. There must be susu 9 no. Now 9 no. 15.5 centimeters. Now 15.5 centimeters. When we say by one so you need 15.5 okay, good. Inti hala significant figures juma. Inti how much let's say it indicates the precision of a number. And it is an over running that go with it. Okay, you better run. On the case, any 50.5 there, any year man a whole number, or let's round it. Now we can say your right number with so let's round it. Okay, the honor precision is it indicates the precision of a number no ever. So I tell can I say good. Now let's note the following. So in the previous lesson, you can do we know which one we can okay. We have non-zero digits are always significant figures, or they are always significant. So bear that in mind. They are always what significant. Good. We have zero between non-zero digits are significant. Zeros between non-zero digits are significant. We have leading zeros are not significant. Trailing videos with decimals are. Nti who said say zero no anymore. And ye kind significant figures na ye kind can see the name that's a point to move, point in move and can. Then when we see the chili, that's a point a woman dear, and a decimal point a woman dear, and ye kind can. Jesus had way, the kind extra our previous videos you know that now yet to us. So let's move on to this. So let me give you the steps. And we say we did say you can't be blue a video signal. So we have the first one. Identify the significant figures you want to keep. The Emma say a question can say round these to 5 significant figures. So that's what's up at in this case, and the one you want to keep is what? Fifth significant figures, or the fifth one. Okay, and it's also fine for no. The highest. Example I'm remember. Then have the next one as what? Look at the next number to the right. So, and the next one is what? Round up if the next digit is 5 or greater. That is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. Then tell me, then tell me say, so I already come book for so I'll give you videos in the per se. Me kasa then to send you see time back. Okay, so I say, you know, maybe pray. All right. Then we have the last answer. The last significant digit. Sorry, leave the last significant figure. Oh, sorry. Leave the last significant digit as it is if the next digit is less than 5. So you know this already. All right. Good. Let's go to. So let's practice with significant figures. Now, just identify the significant figures in 23.45. So what is the answer? Now, you are going to practice all these things. So the question is asking us to identify the significant figures in 23.45. Okay. So what is the answer? So we have 4 SF over here. We have 4 SF. SF, it means significant figures. Or 4 significant figures where 4 significant figures over here. Good. Let's move to the next one. I said, how many significant figures are in 0.0056? How many significant figures are in 0.0056? So we have 2 significant figures. Don't forget that we have already said that leading zeros are not significant figures. So the leading zeros, if it has decimal value or decimal point, it is not a significant figure. As well as if there's no decimal point or there's no point in it, it is also not a significant figure as well. Okay, good. Then we have determined the significant figure in 10.8. 107.8. So we have only 4 significant figures over here because zeros in between numbers, they are all what? Significant figures. We have already studied this in our previous lessons. All right. The next one is what? What are the significant figures in 1200, 1200? So we have 2 significant figures. Okay, we have only 2. Don't forget that the trailing zeros na what you say point to ma and a count last point in ma yeah can count. So I'm we now and 2 chima. Here bear what in kakra inti. I was so mass had in na head. It will make out in very soon. And yet then and that was a mass one resabita a for cry mass. And that's about inquiry the passing mass in it. Mass is very simple. Okay. Then we have identify the significant figures in 3.040. So how many do we have here? We have 4 significant figures. Me so take SF now and one significant figures. Okay. All right. So now let's take our first example. So we have round 1, 2, 3, 4.56 to 3 significant figures. We have round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.56 to 3 significant figures. Right. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4.56. Now we have been asked to round this to 3 significant figures. So what do we do? You must count the number of significant figures that we want. So in this case, we are asked to round this towards 3 significant figures. So what do? We count. So let's all count. We have 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 significant figures over here. Now we say you should look at the next number. If it is not up to 5, or if it's not 5 or more, leave it as it is. So the number we are looking for is the third. That's the third significant figure. The number behind it, or the number next to it, is 4. And it is not up to 5. So we write it as what? As 0. Do you get it? This one. Good. So we shall get 1, 2, 3, 0. Is that okay? Good. So that's our final answer. So we have 1, 2, 3, 0 as our final answer. So if you round 1, 2, 3, 4.56 to 3 significant figures, you are going to get 1, 2, 3, 0 as your final answer. Hope you are following. Very good. If you have any question, don't forget to leave that in the comment section, and do what to like this video. If this video is helpful, say it to someone who might need this video. Okay. All right. Then don't forget to subscribe or follow us on our page. All right. Now let's move to our second example. So we have round 0.0045672 significant figures. Okay, so this was our first one. Then the second one, let me leave some two spaces in between so that it will be so simple for you. So we have 0.00457. Good. Now we have been asked to round this to 2 significant figures, and bear in mind that leading zeros are not significant figures. If it has a decimal point or if it does not have a decimal point, they are all not significant figures. So if you are counting it, we don't count it. Is that okay? But else, it is there. So if we are writing the final answer, you must bring it. So think as if I just say you say leading zeros now no, and yes significant figures. Okay. So point anymore, significant figures. The question is ever go say 2 significant figures. So let's count 2. So we are starting from this. When nanka sana steps na ekache and as a single figures, some of the rules or some of the things that you must know ekache. So we have 1, 2. Is that okay? So the 2 is a 2, 1, 2 in a fish. The result to have see. Yeah, next number na 2 and so. And yet number now kind of there be. Ya kind 1, 2. Do you know the number na 2 and so? S is 6. The 6 just say between 5, 6, 5 and above. The next and 81. Every kind of number no. Yeah, treated as 0. As a Janice. Macho. Then we cannot see. Okay. So now this is what I'm going to do. The kind of so our final answer will be 0.0046. Wow, good. What's any day? We have 0.0046. Anything, very very simple. What same can ask? Very good. So now these are some examples that you have gone through. And if you have any question, do not forget to leave that in the comment section, and I'll be glad to answer you or hear. Very good. Now we're moving on to decimal places. We want to decimal places. Okay, decimal places. Now, when we say decimal places are digits after the decimal point. Okay, so now note that there's slightly difference between the significant figure and the decimal place. Okay, all right. Difference keep me no, but what they are still going to make sure wait here see. So what you can say? Very good. So now decimal places is said they are digits after the decimal point. Okay, now I'm in no liable has send here. Will be any confused. The extraordinary significant figures. Okay. Wow. Very good. Now, maybe I said here. Yeah, also. It says note. The first decimal place is the tenth place. Okay. The tenth place. And the second decimal place is the hundredth place. So as that's it follows like that. That's what I want to say. It follows in that pattern. Okay. All right. Now let's move to rounding to decimal places. We have one, identify, or the first bullet is that identify the decimal place you want to round to. So the steps are similar to what that of the significant figures. We have look at the next digit to the right. The same thing. We have run up if the next digit is 5 or greater. That is, we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if it is 5 or more, then you must round up. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say. Very what I did. And he said, leave the digit as it is if the next digit is less than 5. So that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Which that is okay. Good. Now let's practice something here. It says identify the digit in the decimal place of 5.67. In the question is say every share number na and say every number what decimal place. So we have 5.67 in the idea. So we have 6 and 7 as our decimal places number. Okay, or the digit. So the digit are the 6 and 7. So now look here and then let me tip into something. 5.67. So this means that the numbers after the point are the decimal places. So therefore, this has how many decimal places? Let's all count. We have 1, 2. So this means that this has 2 decimal places. So that's what in the previous steps of what I read was trying to see or was trying to mean. So we have 5.67. So it has 2 decimal places. Okay. So this question was asking that identify the digits in the decimal places. So the digits in the decimal places are what? 6 and 7. That is the answer. Simple. Then we have what are the digits in the decimal places of 12.09 or 12.09. So the answer is what? We have 0 and 9. So only 0 and 9 are the digits in the decimal places. Okay, good. So I think you are following. Very good. Then he said, determine the number of decimal places of 0.345. So how many decimal places do we have here? I think we have 3 decimal places over here. Yes, we have 3 decimal places over here. Okay, so we have the 3 as 1, 4 as 2, and the 5 as what? Right. So you have 3 DP. Now if you hear the word DP, it means decimal places. As we heard in the other figures as SF. So the SF means significant figures. Same as the DP also means that decimal places. Good. What are the digits in the decimal places of 1.002? So we have 0, 0, and 2 are the digits in the decimal places. Then we should identify the digits in the decimal places of 23.4. It is also 4. So only 4 is the digit in the decimal place. Okay, good. Now, let's look at something. Apply rounding in real life. So how does rounding help us in real life? So in real life, rounding helps in calculating total cost at the market. Sometimes you could know that those of us that our mother sells something at the market or our mother's sell, so let's say foodstuffs or ingredients or something like that in the market. Sometimes the mother will be calculating her profit and then he said, "Oh, I had a profit of this and that." Maybe the final answer or the profit I got or the price was 16.5, blah 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 blah. So it tells us in calculating. So we run up to know the exact amount or the exact profit that we got. Okay, I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say. Very good. Then we also have rounding is useful for measuring ingredients in cooking. Very good. Now note that in Ghana, in a traditional home, sometimes we don't measure some of the things that we used to cook. Example, salt, pepper, and then other spices. But if you go to the cities and then some of the homes, they do measure some of the ingredients that they put in their foodstuffs. Okay, because if you don't measure them, I bet you it's either the salt will be more than the food or something like that. So they measure all these things. Another critical example, another scenario is that when you go to the factories or the manufacturing companies, those who manufacture drinks and those types, those let's say food starters, they measure. For example, if you are preparing or if you are manufacturing a soft drinks, yes, a soft drink, and then you must know the exact amount of sugar or other ingredient that you add because you might add, let's say, some amount of sugar in first product and then it might be more or less in different products. So by the help of a scale or that measuring instrument, you can know the exact or you can be consistent in the addition of what that ingredient that you add. Okay, so that some drink does not taste more salty or more sugary, and then others to less sugar or less sugary, unless maybe you decided to do it in that way. Okay, so it helps us. Sometimes if they calculate or if they um use that measuring instrument to measure, maybe they had 14.5 grams or something like that, then they know that okay, let's round it. If you round it, so exactly, let's see, 5. You get it. So that's what the mostly place on the labels. So they go, okay, we have sugar at 30 grams, the blah 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 blah. Is that okay? So all this is part of the rounding. So sometimes they do round and then it helps them get the exact amount. Okay. Then we have rounding aids in estimating distances when traveling. Yes, it is a true kwanya. That's it. But sometimes we get the values in decimals and then we must round them to get the whole number or to get a precision or a precise number. Hope you get it. Alright, so learning random is very useful in real life. Okay, the usua ebeboa. As time goes on, we will this our form 1 year and access is our busy school. Usua deal. As time goes on, we say we will be a person maybe all these things will help you. Okay, very good. Then we have rounding helps in calculating grades in school. Very good. The calculating grades are sanity. One more universities, other ones. Sometimes your average score, or let's say that your GP or something like that will be 4 point something. They must round it. Yeah, something like that. And then sometimes in school, like the British school, sometimes you know that I think it's DHS, we have 70-30, and then the basic we have 50-50. So 50% of your exam score, 50% of your class score, and then 30% of your class score. Sorry, 10% of your. I think so because there are some. I think 70% of their exam score, and then 30% of their class or something like that. Is I think so. So the rounded sometimes the student will get 45. So how do you get 45? The 50% of 45. How do you get it? You get a decimal point, then you round it because on the terminal report or the report card, you are not supposed to write or add decimals to it. So if you add decimal, how should the person read it? 5.67. Like it should be one way or the other. Seems a bit, let's see, awkward or something like that. Okay, so they run it. They run up. Okay, very good. So that is it. Now let's move to our first example in decimal numbers. So we have round 3.14159 to 2 decimal places. So we have 3.14159 2.59. So we are asked to round this to 2 decimal places. Okay. All right. Now, before we round this to know the number of decimal places that we have here, and we have already know that the numbers or the decades after the point are the decimal places. So how many decimal places do we have here? Let's all count. We have let's all count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 decimal places over here. Good. Now the question is answered to round this to 2 decimal places. So we just count 1, 2. So the 2 decimal places on what is on the 4. Is that okay? Very good. Now this is slightly different as compared to the significant figures. Okay. So now 4 is our second decimal places. And then we look at the next number to the 4. It is 1. 1 is less than 5. So we don't add 1 to this. We leave it as it is. So we just leave it. Is that okay? Very good. So we have 3.14159. The final answer will be 3.14. Is that okay? Very good. So we have 3.14 as our final answer. All right. Let's move to our second example quickly so that since our time is good. We have around 1.785 meters to decimal places. We have been asked to round one. So let me leave 3 spaces over here. So we have round 1.785 meters. So let me write the full word meters to 1 decimal place. Just like so, you already know the number of decimal places that we have. We have how many? Tell me. Let's count. Very good. So we just write this at 1 point. So this decimal number that we are looking at or we are dealing with. So we just look at the number next to it. So the number next to it is what? 8. 8 is more than 5. So just add 1 to it. So to be 1.8 meters. We have 1.8 meters as our final answer. So we have 1.8 meters. That's it. As our final answer. Is that okay? Very good. If you have any question, give that to me in the comment section. Okay, so we have, let's also round this. Round 45 Ghana cedis, 75 pesos to the nearest cedi. So round 45.75 to the nearest cedis. So let's see, Ghana cedis 45 cedis, 75 pesos. Okay, that's what belongs to. You must round this to the nearest cedi. Is that okay? So quickly, this one, we have this one 7 as a decimal place, and then if you 5 is more than 5 is in that category 5 C7, so we add 1 to this one, and then if you also round this one to this one, this to this will be 8, and 8 is also more than 5, or it is between that category. So we get Ghana cedis 46 as our final answer. So we have Ghana cedis 46 as our final answer. Very good. So that's it. Okay, this is not difficult. Okay, it's not difficult. Now let's check your understanding upon all what I have said. Let's check your understanding. So we have what are significant figures and decimal places. Just give a short definition, short one, simple one in the comment section, and I'll be glad to read it and answer and give you answers. Okay, they have give examples of each. So if you define it, they give examples of each. Okay, and then how can rounding be used to simplify calculations? I think this is just to test your understanding. So just give me the answer in the comment section, and I'll be glad to read it and know that at least you understood what I taught you. So in summary, or to conclude, we are just bringing the lesson to an end. So in summary, similar figures indicate the precision of a number. So bear in mind. Rounding simplifies numbers while maintaining their value. Okay. Yeah, apply these concepts in real life situation. Avoid common mistakes for accurate calculations. That's it. So thank you very much for joining me on this channel. My name is Owegwasha Michael, aka Eyabrofo in Commute. So I am a facilitator for mathematics on this channel. So until then, we shall meet again. But don't forget that you share this video to someone that you think that person will need it. Don't forget to like and leave a comment in the comment section. So until then, goodbye.